the 19th century, a time of immense change. The Industrial Revolution swept across Europe and America. Factories sprang up. Cities swelled with workers seeking opportunity. But amidst this progress, a darker side emerged. Workers endured harsh conditions, long hours, and meager wages. Child labor was rampant. Wealth flowed to the factory owners, leaving the working class in poverty. This stark inequality sowed the seeds of discontent. A new ideology began to take root: socialism. This system sought to address the ills of industrial capitalism and create a fairer society. Early socialists believed in a more equitable distribution of wealth. They argued that the means of production, the factories, and the land should not be controlled by a wealthy few. Instead, they advocated for collective ownership, where workers had a stake in the fruits of their labor. This, they believed, was the path to a just and equitable society. Two figures emerged as the leading lights of this burgeoning movement: Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. In 1848, they published their seminal work, the Communist Manifesto. This pamphlet became the Bible for socialist revolutions worldwide. Marx and Engels provided a scathing critique of capitalism, which they saw as inherently exploitative. They believed that history was a struggle between the ruling class, the bourgeoisie, and the working class, the proletariat. Capitalism, they argued, created alienation, separating workers from the products they produced and from each other. They envisioned a classless society where the means of production were owned collectively. This would be achieved through a workers' revolution, overthrowing the capitalist order and establishing a dictatorship of the proletariat. The ultimate goal was communism, a stateless, classless society where everyone contributed according to their ability and received according to their needs. At its heart, socialism is driven by a profound belief in social justice and equality. Socialists believe that all members of society deserve an equal opportunity to thrive, regardless of their background. They argue that wealth should be distributed more equitably, reducing the gap between the rich and the poor. This doesn't necessarily mean everyone receives the same amount. It's about ensuring everyone has access to basic necessities like healthcare, education, and housing. Socialists believe that cooperation, not competition, should be the driving force in society. They argue that collective action and shared ownership lead to greater social harmony and progress. They advocate for strong social safety nets, including unemployment benefits, social security, and universal health care, to protect the vulnerable and promote well-being for all. The 20th century saw numerous attempts to put socialist ideals into practice. From the Russian Revolution in 1917 to the rise of Communist China in 1949, socialist experiments unfolded across the globe. Some, like the Scandinavian model of social democracy, achieved significant success in creating more equitable societies with high standards of living. These countries embraced a mixed economy, combining elements of socialism and capitalism. They implemented robust social welfare programs, strong labor unions, and progressive taxation, resulting in reduced inequality and high levels of social mobility. However, other socialist experiments, particularly those that embraced Marxist-Leninist ideology, faced significant challenges. The Soviet Union, under Stalin's rule, descended into authoritarianism and repression. Its centrally planned economy proved inefficient, leading to shortages and economic stagnation. Similarly, Mao Zedong's Great Leap Forward in China resulted in widespread famine and economic devastation. These examples highlight the complexities of implementing socialist ideals and the importance of democratic principles and human rights. The enduring debate between equity and liberty. The debate between socialism and capitalism remains a defining ideological battleground. It centers on the tension between equity and liberty. Capitalism champions individual freedom with minimal government intervention. Proponents argue it fosters innovation and economic growth. Critics point to vast disparities in wealth and power. Socialism emphasizes social justice and collective well-being. Socialists argue true freedom requires economic security and equality. The debate is complex, with each side presenting valid arguments. Section 6. A world of contrasts, examining socialist states in the modern era. In the 21st century, socialism continues to shape political landscapes and inspire movements worldwide. China remains a communist state with a powerful centralized government and a socialist market economy. Cuba has faced decades of economic embargoes and political isolation. Venezuela embraced Bolivarianism, emphasizing social welfare and nationalization. These examples show diverse implementations of socialist principles with varying success. Section 7. Socialism's footprints in a capitalist world, public services and social welfare. Even in predominantly capitalist societies, elements of socialism are deeply embedded in the fabric of everyday life. Public services like healthcare, education, and social security are all rooted in socialist principles. These services are based on the idea that everyone, regardless of their income, deserves access to basic necessities and opportunities. Public education, for example, ensures that all children have access to quality learning, regardless of their socioeconomic background. Similarly, public healthcare systems, like those found in many European countries, provide universal access to medical care, ensuring that everyone can receive treatment when they need it, regardless of their ability to pay. These services are funded through taxation, reflecting the socialist principle of wealth redistribution to support the common good. The enduring appeal. Why socialism continues to resonate in the 21st century. Despite facing criticism and setbacks, socialism continues to resonate with many people, particularly among younger generations. This enduring appeal stems from a growing awareness of the shortcomings of unfettered capitalism. The 2008 financial crisis, for example, exposed the inherent instability and inequality within the global financial system. Rising income inequality, stagnant wages, and the increasing concentration of wealth in the hands of a few have fueled a sense of injustice and a desire for a more equitable economic system. Moreover, the climate crisis has highlighted the limitations of a system that prioritizes endless economic growth at the expense of the environment. Socialism, with its emphasis on social justice, collective well-being, and sustainable development, offers a compelling alternative for those seeking a more equitable and sustainable future. Addressing the critics. Confronting common misconceptions about socialism. Socialism has faced its fair share of criticism and often carries negative connotations, particularly in countries with a strong capitalist tradition. Critics often equate socialism with authoritarianism, pointing to historical examples like the Soviet Union or Venezuela. They argue that socialist policies stifle individual freedom, discourage innovation, and lead to economic inefficiency. One of the most common criticisms leveled against socialism is that it disincentivizes hard work and entrepreneurship. If everyone is guaranteed a certain standard of living, critics argue, there is less motivation to strive for more. However, this argument ignores the fact that many socialist models emphasize the importance of work and contribution. The goal is not to create a society of leisure, but rather a society where everyone has the opportunity to contribute to their full potential and share in the rewards of collective effort. Finding a balance. Can capitalism and socialism coexist? The debate between capitalism and socialism is often framed as a binary choice, but in reality, there is a spectrum of economic models that blend elements of both. Many countries have adopted mixed economies, combining market forces with government regulation and social welfare programs. This approach seeks to harness the dynamism and innovation of capitalism while mitigating its negative consequences through social safety nets and wealth redistribution. The Scandinavian model, with its high levels of social welfare, strong labor unions, and commitment to environmental sustainability, is often cited as an example of a successful mixed economy. These countries consistently rank among the happiest and most prosperous in the world, demonstrating that economic equality and social well-being can go hand in hand. The future of socialism, a look ahead at the possibilities and challenges. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, marked by globalization, technological advancements, and pressing global challenges, the role of socialism in shaping a more just and sustainable future remains a topic of intense debate. The rise of democratic socialism in recent years, particularly among younger generations, suggests a growing disillusionment with the status quo and a desire for systemic change. The future of socialism will likely involve navigating the challenges of climate change, automation, and the evolving nature of work. It will require finding innovative solutions to address inequality, promote sustainable development, and ensure that the benefits of technological advancements are shared by all. Whether socialism can provide the answers to these pressing questions remains to be seen, but its enduring legacy